Back in the days when aviation was just starting to spread its wings, flying boats became the rock stars of the sky and sea. Imagine planes that could not only soar through the air, but gracefully touch down on water, opening up a whole new world of possibilities. Perfect for transatlantic travel, these floating marvels offered comfort and versatility like never before. Today, we're diving into the incredible world of the top 5 biggest boats that have ever sailed the skies. Flying boats. These giants were like magic carpets of the air and sea, and they had some fascinating tales to tell. So, buckle up as we set sail into the skies and discover these colossal wonders. Number 1. Hughes H4 Hercules. First up, we have the legendary Spruce Goose. The Hughes H4 Hercules, also known as the Spruce Goose, was a strategic airlift flying boat designed by the Hughes Aircraft Company in the 1940s. This 80-foot-tall and 219-foot-long giant was originally meant to carry troops across the Atlantic during World War II. With a wingspan that could almost touch the clouds, it remains the largest flying boat ever built and the most iconic aircraft in history. The Spruce Goose was powered by 8 Pratt & Whitney R4360 Wasp major radial piston engines, each sporting a 17-foot-tall Hamilton Standard 4-bladed propeller, and it had a wingspan of 321 feet, or around 98 meters. It was designed to transport troops and cargo across the Atlantic Ocean during World War II, but it was not completed until 1947, after the war was over. Despite its enormous size, the Spruce Goose only flew once on November 2, 1947, and it's now on display at the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum in McMinnville, Oregon. Number 2. Saunders Roe Princess. Meet the princess of the skies, the Saunders Roe Princess. The Saunders Roe Princess was a British flying boat that was designed in the 1940s. It was the largest all-metal flying boat ever built, with revolutionary turboprop engines, and it was intended to be a luxury passenger aircraft. This 55-foot 9-inch tall and 148-foot-long princess was powered by 10 Bristol Proteus turboprop engines, and it had a wingspan of 219 feet and 6 inches. It was designed to carry up to 100 passengers in comfort, and it featured a number of luxurious amenities, including a bar, a restaurant, and a sleeping lounge. Unfortunately, it never got to fulfill its dream. This princess was never put into commercial service, and only one prototype was ever built. In 1952, the plane finally took off after lots of waiting. It did 47 test flights and even showed off at the Farnborough Air Show like a superstar in the sky. But here's the twist. The big airline British Overseas Airways Corporation, or BOAC, kind of said, nah, not for us. This decision was a bummer, and it led to the whole Princess program getting cancelled. So, despite all its cool flights and airshow glitz, the Princess didn't get to fly for the big airline, and the dream had to end. Number 3. Martin JRM Mars. Now we have a hero of the seas and skies, the Martin JRM Mars. Originally designed for the military, the Martin JRM Mars was an American flying boat that was built in the 1940s. Despite being the biggest flying boat ever to join the Allied forces in World War II. This flying giant was eventually assigned to a new purpose as a water bomber. It was also one of the most versatile. The Mars was used for a variety of purposes, including transportation, firefighting, and military operations. The Mars was powered by 4 Wright R3350 radial piston engines, and it had a wingspan of 200 feet. It was designed to carry up to 133 troops or 84 litter patients and 25 attendants, and it could also carry up to 32,000 pounds of cargo, including up to 7 Willys MB Jeeps. With all these abilities, it became a symbol of adaptability in the vast blue. Number 4. Dornier Du X. Now, let's travel back and meet the heavyweight champion, the Dornier Du X. The Dornier Du X was a German flying boat that was built in 1929. This colossal machine was the largest and heaviest flying boat ever built at the time, and it was also the most powerful airworthy machine in the world. The 33 feet 8 inches tall and 131 feet 5 inches long, Du X was powered by 12 Siemens Jupiter piston engines, and it had a wingspan of 156 feet. In 1931, it flew from Germany to New York carrying 169 passengers and cargo, and it was used for both civilian and military purposes. However, the Do-X was a very complex and expensive aircraft, and only 3 were ever built. The Do-X was retired in the early 1930s, leaving a mark in the history books. Number 5. Sikorsky S-42. Ready for a journey with the Clippers? Introducing the Sikorsky S-42. The Sikorsky S-42 was an American flying boat that was built in the 1930s. It was one of the most successful flying boats ever built, and it was used by several airlines, including Pan American Airways. This 21 feet 9 inches tall and 67 feet 8 inches long S-42 was powered by 4 Pratt & Whitney R1690 Hornet piston engines. And it had a wingspan of 114 feet. It was designed to carry up to 37 passengers, and it was known for its comfort and speed. With their sleek design and the ability to cover vast distances, they paved the way for international air travel, connecting people across the oceans. The S-42 was retired in the late 1940s. And there you have it, the top 5 biggest boats that once ruled the skies and seas. From ambitious dreams to breathtaking flights, these flying boats left an everlasting mark on the history of aviation. So, next time you look up at the clouds, remember these giants that once sailed above us, creating stories that still echo in the wind.